Welcome everyone, and the topic we're going to talk about today is certainty. You know, many people ask, how can I have certainty in my life? How can I be sure about what I'm doing or sure about life? And there's many different books and topics, and even within Kabbalah, spoken about certainty and how a person can tap into certainty. What we're going to do today is look at certainty from a different angle, from a different understanding, to see how we can have certainty in our lives. One of the biggest things that we do as we live life is we start to base our goals on external things that we want. We want pleasures, we want respect, we want acknowledgement, we want achievement. We want to feel good, and usually by external markers. Meaning we look at society, we see what out there can make me feel good, and then we start to think, okay, this is where certainty comes into play. I need to be certain that I'm going to get this. I'm going to be certain that I have healing. I'm going to be certain about X, Y, and Z. Now, that's a big topic within Kabbalah. And a big issue, because how can we have certainty? You know what? I have certainty I'm going to make money. How do you know? Maybe you're not supposed to make money. Maybe that's the best thing for your tikkun. Or you have certainty, you know what? I'm going to have healing. Who knows? Maybe it's better. And this person goes through a little bit of strife, goes through a little bit of pain, and that pain awakens him to something. So what do you mean you have certainty about healing or certainty about money? How is it that we can have certainty? You know what? I'm certain I'm going to get married this year. Maybe you shouldn't get married. Maybe that's not the best thing for your tikkun, for your soul. So how do we know when to apply certainty? And if you realize each time we mentioned, maybe that's not good for my tikkun, that shows us something. The most important thing is not just to get things to make myself happy, but the most important thing is my tikkun, my connection to the light force, my soul's path. When a person can gear their desires to every day wanting to achieve what their soul needs, now you can have certainty about that. Anything else we have certainty about is false certainty. True certainty is about what does my soul need. And how does a person realize what their soul needs? To be flexible. That's the first rule. To be flexible throughout life. When things happen not your way, be flexible. When someone says something you don't like, be flexible. When you don't get something you want, be flexible. When it's a hot day and you're hoping for a cold day, be flexible. When you turn on the television and you don't get to watch your favorite show because somebody else wants to watch a different show, be flexible. It's all about being flexible. That's what it means to connect to my soul. If I'm not flexible, and I have certainty about money or health or love or all these things, then I'm focusing on the wrong goals. I'm not focusing on my soul, and of course I'm going to be disappointed. And then I'm saying, yeah, but I had certainty. Certainty about what? How dare we change the thought of creation? The thought of creation is that I grow my soul. Now, within the growth of my soul, of course, I'll achieve all those amazing things. But one step comes first. Before wanting love, it's wanting my soul. Before wanting healing, it's wanting what's good for my soul. Before wanting relationship, it's wanting what's good for my soul. And wanting what's good for my soul means being flexible. That's the first step in wanting what's good for my soul. Being flexible. And if you take care of your soul, and you nourish your soul, you'll have everything. At the right time. Yeah, but I want it now. Okay, then that's your problem. You're reactive. You're being reactive. You want it now. Maybe you're not supposed to have it now. Maybe you're supposed to wait. It's the power of a Kabbalist. Oh, but it's so painful to wait. It's only painful because you're trying to get that thing. Of course it's painful. You're trying to get that thing, and now we're saying you got to wait to have that thing. Of course it's painful. But if you want what's good for your soul, it's not painful at all because you're getting it at that moment. That's the first step. Now, the second step to certainty, first, of course, having certainty about what's good for my soul. Second step is, where is my consciousness? One of increase or one of lack? That's what real certainty is all about. If I feel like I'm missing something, if I feel like I'm lacking something, if I feel like I've been hurt, or I've been wronged, or things are unfair, or that's not the way it's supposed to be, or I disagree, then I have consciousness of lack. I don't have consciousness of the light, which is certainty. I have consciousness of the vessel, which is lack and doubts. And a person can always gauge where they're at with their certainty. And the question they need to ask themselves is, do I feel like I'm lacking now, or do I feel like I'm fortunate? Think of a person, the Rav used to always give this example. A person has hundreds of millions of dollars. Let's say he has $500 million. And something happens in the stock market, and the next day they have $200 million. They just lost a major part of their fortune. How do they feel? This guy wants to commit suicide. This guy feels horrible. And he has doubts. Why does he have doubts? He has $200 million. And another guy who has maybe $5,000 in his account, but he had a lucky break in the stock market. Now he has $10,000 and he feels on top of the world. One person has 10,000, the other person has 200 million, but the one with 200 million has the consciousness of lack and doubts as a result, and as a result he feels unhappy and miserable and disconnected from the light. While this other person who only has 5,000, who made it into 10,000, he doubled his money, so he has increased consciousness and not consciousness of lack. And as a result, he has certainty. He has certainty about so many things. His energy is exuberant, and it's coming off of him. And many times we wonder, how can I have certainty? How can I be sure about this? It's not about being sure. It's about, one second, forget about my future. My future, the Creator will take care of. But I need to have the right consciousness now. And the consciousness now is, am I in a place of increase or a place of lack? If I feel like I'm lacking, then that's what I'm going to keep drawing into my life, lack. If I feel like I'm increasing, then that's what I will draw, certainty. You'll naturally have certainty. When do people have certainty? When they make money. When do people have doubts? When they lose money. Why do they have doubts? Not because they lost the money, because it's not about the money. As you learned, the guy has $200 million. What does he have doubts? What should he have doubts about? It's because he feels like he lost something. And the feeling of loss is the feeling of lack. And lack begets doubts. It's not the amount of money we have that gives us doubts. It's the feeling that we're lacking money that gives us doubts. Lacking money? You have $200 million. How do you lack money? Yeah, but I feel lack. I got a lot of money, but I feel lack. And that's the problem. So remember, first step is what's good for my soul. What's good for my growth? What's good for seeing my tikkun? What's good for giving me the challenge and the opportunity not to be reactive? That's what's good for my soul. That's the first step. I need to be certain that I'm going to receive today what's good for my soul. Not, I'll be certain I'm going to get what I want. Second step, where's your consciousness? Are you increase or you lack? Even if you lost $300 million today, do you have, yes, that's great consciousness. It's not easy. Sometimes you have to fake it till you make it. That's what the Rav says. But you believe that I just increased. Even if it's in the 99% realm and not the 1% realm. I've increased. What do you mean increased? You just lost $300 million. Doesn't matter. I've increased. And you have to feel it in your soul. You have to feel it in your heart. And you have to practice it and train yourself that every second of the day, every day of the week, and every week of the year, anything that happens, your consciousness is one of increase. Going to your next level. And that, my friends, is certainty.